Ladies, mystery works because it activates his imagination. Men are wired to solve puzzles and chase what they don't fully understand. By being mysterious, you're not manipulating him. You're giving him the gift of intrigue. You're showing him that you're layered, complex, and worth chasing. Now, I want to hear from you. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 below to show your love for self-love and confidence at the foundation of attraction. And if you're ready to keep uncovering these secrets, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, the habits ahead are going to blow your mind. Let's keep going. Are you ready to dive deeper into the art of attraction? Habit 3 is where the magic of your passions takes center stage. But before I give you these signs today, let me request you to hit that subscribe button. Please do it right now if you love my content, if you love what I do. I bless your heart. The only way for you to support me is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe right now to my YouTube channel as a sign of goodwill for the content that I share with you so freely. I really appreciate it. 3. Cultivate a life full of passion. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt genuinely alive? Like your heart was on fire with excitement for something you loved? Now, think about how that energy radiated outwards. Passion is magnetic. It's the kind of energy that makes men notice you without even realizing why. And here's the key: when you cultivate a life full of passion, you naturally attract not just his attention, but his admiration and respect. A woman with passion is unstoppable. She's the one who walks into a room and instantly stands out, not because of how she looks, but because of how she carries herself. There's an undeniable allure in seeing someone deeply engaged in something they love. It sparks curiosity, admiration, and even a bit of envy. Men want to be close to that energy. They want to understand what drives it, and more importantly, they want to be a part of it. But how do you start cultivating this life full of passion? The first step is to reconnect with what makes you happy. Too often, we get caught up in the routine of life, work obligations, relationships, and we lose sight of the things that genuinely light us up. Take a moment to reflect. What are the activities, hobbies, or dreams that make you feel alive? Is it painting, writing, dancing, traveling, or perhaps volunteering? Whatever it is, make time for it. When you immerse yourself in these passions, you become more than just someone he's attracted to. You become someone he admires deeply. Here's something important to remember: your passions don't have to align with his. In fact, it's often more intriguing when they don't. Imagine this: you're an avid reader of philosophy, diving into works of Stoicism like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, and applying those principles to your daily life. You mention casually in conversation how you've been learning to stay calm and grounded even in difficult situations. Instead, he's intrigued, not because he shared the same interest, but because you're showing him a part of yourself that's rich, unique, and layered. This is where love stoic principles come into play. You live with purpose and focus, and that quiet intensity is magnetic. Passion also signals independence. When you have the life filled with things that excite and fulfill you, you don't rely on him to be your sole source of happiness. Let me tell you, men notice this. It's refreshing for them to meet a woman who isn't constantly seeking validation or attention. Instead, you're inviting him into your vibrant, dynamic world, not out of need, but because you want to share it. Let's get practical. How do you show your passions without coming across as trying too hard? The answer lies in subtlety. You don't have to announce everything you're doing or post every accomplishment on social media. Instead, let it come up naturally in conversation or let him notice it on his own. For example, If you're learning a new skill like photography and he asks about your weekend, you might say, I spent some time exploring with my camera. It was so much fun finding hidden spots in the city. That was intense is enough to pique his curiosity and spark a deeper conversation. Another way to let your passion shine is by embracing spontaneity. Passionate people tend to have a zest for life that's contagious. Say yes to trying new things, exploring unfamiliar places, or diving into a creative project on a whim. Your willingness to embrace the unknown shows him that you are adventurous and open to life's possibilities, the quality that's both rare and irresistible. Here's a beautiful truth: passion is contagious. When you're genuinely excited about something, it inspires the people around you, including him. He finds himself wanting to know more about what fuels your excitement, and in turn, he'll feel drawn to your energy. He'll want to be part of your world, not because you've asked him to, but because he can't resist the pull of your vibrant, passionate spirit. Let me leave you with this thought: cultivating a life full of passion isn't just about attracting him, it's about transforming how you feel about yourself. When you're deeply engaged in the thing you love, you become more confident, fulfilled, and radiant. And that energy is what makes men chase you silently, captivated by the essence of who you are. Are you ready to uncover the next habit? It's all about adding a touch of playfulness to your interactions, a skill that will take your alert to the next level. Let's keep going. For master the art of playful flirting. Flirting is an art, not a science, and when done right, it's the ultimate secret weapon that keeps a man intrigued, excited, and silently chasing you. But here's the thing: flirting isn't about being over the top or trying too hard. It's about tapping into your playful, feminine energy and using it to create a connection that feels light, fun, and irresistible. Have you ever noticed how some women seem to have an effortless charm about them? The kind that makes men lean in a little closer, laugh a little louder, and want to spend more time around them? That's the power of playful flirting. It creates a spark that's impossible to ignore. And guess what? You don't need to be naturally outgoing or extroverted to master this. You just need to learn the right approach. The first rule of playful flirting: keep it light. Flirting is like a game. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. Playful teasing is a great way to build attraction. For example, if he is bragging about his skills in something, you can respond with a quick, "Oh, really? I believe it when I see it." That subtle challenge adds a layer of intrigue and keeps the interaction fun. Another key of flirting is using your body language. Did you know that most communication is nonverbal? A playful smile, a quick glance, or a light touch on his arm can say more than words ever could. When you're talking to him, lean in just a little to show interest, but don't overdo it. The balance between showing warmth and pulling back is what keeps him guessing and keeps him coming back for more. Here's where it gets even more exciting: laughter is your best ally. Men are drawn to women who make them feel good, and nothing does that better than shared laughter. Don't be afraid to laugh at his jokes if they're actually funny, or crack a playful joke of your own. The goal is to create a positive, light-hearted atmosphere where he feels comfortable and energized. But here's the twist: don't overuse flirting. Too much of anything can lose its charm. The most effective flirting happens in moments, like a sprinkle of spice that adds flavor but doesn't overwhelm, mixing a touch of mystery and let him wonder what you'll do next. This unpredictability keeps him on his toes and ensures he's always looking forward to your interactions. Let's not forget the deeper layer of flirting: confidence. When you're playful and flirtatious, you're showing him that you're comfortable in your own skin and that you're not afraid to have fun. Confidence is magnetic, and when paired with a playful energy, it becomes irresistible. This is where love stoic principles can guide you. Stoicism teaches us to remain composed and grounded even in moments of excitement. By channeling that calm confidence tone, you create a playful dynamic that feels effortless yet powerful. Spicy ladies, let me give you a pro tip: be genuinely curious about him. Ask him playful questions about his life, his interests, or his quirks. For example, if he mentions a hobby, you could say, "Wait, you're telling me you're an expert at that? Prove it." It's a subtle way of showing interest while keeping the interaction light and engaging. Men love to feel like they're being challenged in a fun way. It brings out their playful side too. Let's tie this all together. Playful flirting isn't about manipulating or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about bringing out your authentic, fun-loving self and creating a connection that feels exciting and unique. When you flirt playfully, you're not just making him smile, you're creating memories that he'll replay long after your conversation ends. That's the kind of energy that makes him chase you silently, captivated by your charm. Now, I want to hear from you. If you're loving these tips so far, like this video and comment number 1 below to let me know that you're ready to step into your playful, flirty side. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can keep uncovering the secrets to becoming the woman he can't resist chasing. The next habit is going to completely shift how you approach attraction. It's all about balancing your attention and pulling back just enough to make him crave your presence. Let's dive in. 5. Practice the push-pull dynamic. Let's dive into one of the most powerful psychological principles of attraction, the push-pull dynamic. It's the subtle art of giving a man just enough attention to reel him in and then gracefully pulling back to leave him wanting more. This isn't about manipulation. It's about creating balance and maintaining intrigue, which naturally makes him chase you. Have you ever noticed how predictable patterns lead to boredom? The same applies to relationships and attraction. If you're always available, always eager, and constantly giving, the allure fades. On the other hand, if you're completely distant or unavailable, he might lose interest entirely. The beauty of the push-pull dynamic lies in its ability to keep alive, balancing warmth with a touch of distance that sparks responsibility and desire. So, how does this work in practice? The pushes are where you show interest, warmth, and engagement. It's the part of the interaction where you're present, laughing at his jokes, asking thoughtful questions, or sharing moments of connection. It makes him feel valued and wanted, laying the groundwork for attraction. Then comes the pull. This is where you subtly step back, creating space for him to reflect on your absence and realize how much he enjoys your presence. Maybe you don't reply to his text instantly, or you're genuinely busy with your own life. Perhaps you lead a conversation on a high note, saying, "I have to run, but it was great catching up." This graceful exit leaves him wanting more, wondering what you're up to, and most importantly, craving the next interaction. The magic of the push-pull dynamic lies in its unpredictability. Humans are wired to crave what they can't fully have, and by alternating between moments of closeness and distance, you create an emotional roller coaster that keeps him hooked. He'll find himself thinking about you, replay your interactions, and looking for ways to get closer because he doesn't know what's coming next. But let's address an important point: the push-pull dynamic must be genuine. It's not about playing hard to get or orchestrating fixing areas. It's about living your life in a way that naturally includes moments of ability and inability. For example, when you're pursuing your passion, spending time with friends, or simply enjoying your own company, you're naturally pulling back because you're busy living your life. This authenticity is what makes the dynamic work. It's not forced, and it's not a game. Here's an example of how this works in real life. Imagine you've been texting back and forth with a guy, and the conversation is flowing effortlessly. Instead of staying up all night texting it, you end the conversation while it's still engaging. You might say something like, "This has been fun, but I need to get some sleep. Let's continue this later." By ending on a high note, you create anticipation for the next interaction, leaving him eager to pick up where you left off. The pull phase isn't just about physical distance, it's emotional as well. When you're not overly available, it allows the space for him to process his feelings and recognize how much he enjoys being around you. It's in those moments of reflection that the chase begins. He starts to wonder what you're doing, why you're not texting him constantly, and how he can win more of your attention. At the same time, the push phase ensures that he doesn't feel rejected or confused by showing genuine interest and affection during your moments together. You reassure him that the connection is real. This balance of closeness and distance creates a dynamic that feels exciting and engaging rather than stressful or manipulative. Let's not forget the deeper significance of this habit. It's rooted in self-respect. The push-pull dynamic works because it shows that you're not desperate for his attention. You're confident enough to enjoy his company without needing to cling to it, and that confidence is intoxicating. It aligns perfectly with the principles of Stoicism, which teach us to remain grounded and composed, focusing on what we can control while letting go of what we cannot. By embodying a love stoic approach, you naturally create the space for this dynamic to unfold without forcing it. It's also important to set your own boundaries. The push-pull dynamic isn't about playing with his emotions. It's about honoring your own needs and priorities. If you're always available, it often means you're neglecting your own life. By maintaining your independence and giving yourself permission to step back, you're not only creating space for him to chase you, but also showing him that your life is rich and fulfilling on its own. In the end, the push-pull dynamic is about creating a rhythm in your interactions that keeps the energy alive. It's not about games, it's about balance. You're giving him just enough to feel connected, but you're also stepping back to let the connection grow organically. When done authentically, this habit doesn't just make him chase you, it makes him appreciate the depth and value of the connection he is building with you. The next habit takes this even further by showing you how to cultivate emotional independence, an essential quality that amplifies your magnetic pull. Let's dive deeper into this powerful principle. 6. Maintain emotional independence. Emotional dependence, this is where your true power lies. It's the habit that only makes men chase you silently but also transforms how you feel about yourself. Let me ask you, how many times have you found yourself overly invested in someone else's actions, feelings, or decisions to the point where it affects your mood and self-worth? Emotional independence is the antidote to that cycle, and it's one of the most attractive qualities you can embody. So, what exactly is emotional independence? It's the ability to feel secure, fulfilled, and at peace within yourself, regardless of what's happening in your relationships. It's about knowing that your happiness isn't tied to someone else's approval or actions. And here's the kicker: when you don't rely on a man for your emotional stability, it creates a sense of freedom and confidence that he can't help but admire. Now, let's get real. Emotional independence doesn't mean shutting off your feelings or pretending not to care. It's not about being cold or detached. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about acknowledging your emotions, processing them in a healthy way, and choosing how to respond rather than react. When you have this level of control, you exude a calm, grounded energy that's magnetic. Imagine this scenario: he says something that upsets you or doesn't respond to your text as quickly as you'd like. The emotional dependent reaction might be to overthink, send a follow-up message, or seek reassurance. But when you're emotionally independent, you recognize that his actions don't define your worth. Instead of spiraling, you step back, take a deep breath, and redirect your focus to something that fulfills your passions, your friends, or simply enjoying your own company. This approach ties beautifully into the principle of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. You can't control how he acts, but you can control how you respond. When you embody this mindset, you not only protect your peace but also send a powerful message of someone who knows her value that doesn't need constant reassurance. Here's a secret most people don't realize: emotional independence makes a man feel safe with you. When he knows you're not going to crumble under pressure or demand constant validation, it creates a sense of trust and respect. He feels free to be himself without fear of being smothered, and that freedom naturally draws him closer. So, how do you cultivate this habit? Start by building a life that you love outside of any relationship. When your happiness comes from within through your passions, goals, and self-care, you're less likely to seek it externally. Set boundaries that honor your emotional well-being, and don't be afraid to say no to things that drain you. Remember, saying no to others is often saying yes to yourself. Another powerful practice is reframing your thoughts. When you catch yourself overanalyzing his behavior or worrying about his feelings, ask yourself, what I need right now? Shift your focus from him to you. This isn't selfish. It's self-preservation. By meeting your own needs, you're showing him that you're a whole, complete person, not someone looking for someone else to fill the gaps. And let's not forget the importance of time. Emotional independence isn't something you achieve overnight. It's a journey that starts with taking time for yourself each day, whether that's journaling, meditating, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee in peace. The more you nurture this habit, the stronger it becomes, and the more effortlessly it radiates to those around you. Now, here's where things get exciting. When you're emotionally independent, you create a dynamic where he feels inspired to step up and invest in the relationship. Why? Because he knows you don't need him. You choose him. That subtle distinction is what makes the chase so intoxicating. He'll find himself wanting to be a part of your world, not because you rely on him, but because your world is so vibrant and fulfilling. Ladies, if you're starting to see how emotional independence can transform not only your relationships but also your life, let me know. Like this video and comment number 1 below to show that you're ready to embrace your inner strengths. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next habit. It's all about showing appreciation in a way that keeps him captivated. You won't want to miss it. Let's keep building this powerful foundation together. 7. Show genuine appreciation, but sparingly. Let's talk about a habit that has the power to deepen his affection for you without you ever having to chase him. Genuine appreciation. Men, like everyone else, thrive on feeling valued and acknowledged. But here's the truth: showing appreciation in the right way and in the right amount is what makes it truly impactful. When done sparingly and with authenticity, it becomes a powerful tool that leaves him wanting more of your attention and admiration. Think of it this way: appreciation is like a regime. If it's overused or handed out too freely, its value diminishes. But when it's rare and meaningful, it becomes something he treasures. Showing appreciation isn't about flattery or trying to win his approval. It's about noticing and acknowledging the things he does that genuinely deserve recognition. For example, if he goes out of his way to do something thoughtful, like planning a date or helping you with a problem, don't let it go unnoticed. A simple heartfelt, "I really appreciate how much effort you put into that," can go a long way. It makes him feel seen and respected, which in turn deepens his emotional connection to you. Here the trick: balance is key. Too much praise, especially for small or routine things, can feel insincere. Imagine every time he did something as simple as holding the door, you gushed with exaggerated gratitude. It might initially seem kind, but over time, it can come across as overcompensizing or lacking authenticity. Instead, focus on the moment that truly matter, where your appreciation feels earned and significant. This is where the philosophy of Stoics is sometimes in beautifully. Stoicism teaches us to act with intention and authenticity rather than seeking validation or approval. When you show genuine appreciation, you're not doing it to gain favor or manipulate his feelings. You're simply acknowledging his effort from a place of truth. This approach is not only refreshing but also deeply attractive because it signals your emotional maturity. Another key aspect of sparing appreciation is understanding the balance between giving and receiving. While it's important to show gratitude, it's equally important to let him more admiration. Men are naturally wired to enjoy the feeling of winning approval. So if you're constantly showering him with praise, it removes the element of challenge. Instead, let your appreciation feel like a reward for actions that truly stand out. Here's a practical example. Imagine he surprises you with something unexpected, like remembering a small detail you mentioned weeks ago. This is a perfect moment to express genuine appreciation. You might say, "Well, I can't believe you remembered that. It means a lot to me." Notice how specific and heartfelt that is compared to generic things. By being intentional with your words, you create a deeper impact. But appreciation isn't just about the words, it's also about your actions. Showing gratitude can be as simple as reciprocating his kindness in thoughtful ways. Maybe he mentioned a stressful day at work, and you follow up later with a small gesture like bringing him his favorite coffee or sending an encouraging message. These subtle actions speak volumes and show that you're valuable without overdoing it. Now let's address the other side of this habit, knowing when to hold back. Sometimes, the most powerful way to show appreciation is to let your actions do the talking. For instance, if he's been making an effort to spend more time with you, reward that effort by being fully present and engaged during those moments together. It's an nonverbal way of saying, "I see what you're doing, and I value it." One of the most transformative aspects of showing appreciation sparingly is how it shifts the dynamic of your relationship. When he feels that your recognition is genuine and rare, it motivates him to continue putting in the effort. He'll find himself wanting to do more, not because he is obligated to, but because he values the way you make him feel. This quiet encouragement is what keeps him silently chasing you, eager to learn more of your admiration. Let me share a little secret. Men often crave acknowledgement in areas where they feel competent to take pride, whether it's his career, his hobbies, or his ability to solve problems. These are opportunities to show your appreciation by noticing and praising these specific qualities. You tap into a deeper part of his identity, making your words even more meaningful. In the end, showing genuine appreciation sparingly is about creating a dynamic of mutual respect and value. It's about recognizing his efforts without overindulging and maintaining your own sense of self-worth in the process. When you master this balance, you cultivate a relationship dynamic that feels both grounded and inspiring. The next habit will elevate this even further by focusing on how prioritizing your well-being amplifies your irresistible energy. Let's keep building this foundation of attraction. A. Prioritize physical and mental well-being. Ladies, let's take a moment to acknowledge something important. There's nothing more attractive than a woman who takes care of herself mind, body, and soul. Prioritizing your physical and mental well-being is not just about looking good or feeling good. It's about radiating an energy that draws people in, especially him. When you show that you value yourself enough to nurture your health and happiness, it sends a powerful message. You are confident, self-assured, and worth chasing. Let's start with the physical aspect. Taking care of your body isn't about fitting into a specific size to societal beauty standards. It's about feeling strong, vibrant, and comfortable in your own skin. When you invest in your physical health through exercise, proper nutrition, and self-care, you naturally exude vitality and confidence. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress and consistency. Imagine you're meeting someone new. Your energy, posture, and presence speak volumes before you even say a word. When you prioritize your physical well-being, it's not just about how you look, it's about how you carry yourself. Whether it's the glow of your skin, the sparkle in your eyes, or the way you hold your head high, these small details make a big impact. But let's not stop there. Mental well-being is just as important, if not more so. A woman who is mentally grounded, emotionally balanced, and at peace with herself is irresistible. Why? Because men are drawn to women who are secure in their own minds and emotions. When you prioritize your mental health through practices like mindfulness, journaling, therapy, or simply taking time to recharge, you show that you respect yourself enough to address your needs. Here's the truth: life can be stressful, but how you handle those stresses is what sets you apart. A woman who can maintain her composure and navigate challenges with grace is a rare find. This is where Stoicism comes into play. By embracing Stoic principles, you learn to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. This calm, grounded energy is deeply attractive as it shows you're not easily shaken by external circumstances. For example, imagine a situation where something doesn't go as planned. It cancels a date, a miscommunication, but instead of letting it derail your mood, you take a moment to breathe, refocus, and continue with your day. This kind of emotional resilience signals to him that you're not only strong but also self-reliant, a quality that makes him want to step up and be a part of your life. Another powerful aspect of prioritizing your well-being is that it naturally sets boundaries. When you're focused on taking care of yourself, you are less likely to tolerate behaviors or situations that drain your energy. This self-respect is incredibly alluring because it shows that you value your time and won't settle for less than yourself. Let's talk about habits. What can you do to start prioritizing your physical and mental health today? Maybe it's committing to a morning walk, drinking more water, or setting aside 10 minutes for meditation. These small, consistent actions build over time, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only how you feel but also how others perceive you. Now, here's where it gets exciting. When you make your well-being a priority, it inspires him to do the same. Your energy becomes contagious. He'll find himself wanting to match your level of vitality, ambition, and balance because he sees how much it enhances your life. This subtle influence is what makes him chase you, not because you're demanding it, but because your presence challenges him to grow. Ladies, if this resonates with you, it's time to take action. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you're ready to embrace the habit of prioritizing your well-being and becoming the best version of yourself. And if you're loving these insights so far, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more transformative tips that will help you become the woman you can't help but chase. 9. Set boundaries with grace. Let's talk about something that's both powerful and empowering: boundaries. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no when something doesn't suit you. It's about teaching people, including him, how to treat you. It's a skill that not only protects your peace but also amplifies your allure. Boundaries are not worldly. They are guidelines that define what is acceptable in your world. So they communicate your values, your standards, and your self-worth. When you set boundaries, you're not just preserving your energy. You're showing him that you have a clear sense of who you are and what you deserve. And here's the truth: men respect and admire women who respect themselves. Imagine this scenario: you're dating someone who consistently texts you late at night, expecting you to respond immediately. While it might feel flattering at first, over time it can become disruptive or even disrespectful. Setting a boundary in this situation could look like gently but firmly saying, "I prefer to have conversations earlier in the evening. I'll respond to your messages the next day if it's too late." Notice how this isn't confrontational. It's calm, clear, and respectful. It sets a standard without creating unnecessary tension. But boundaries go beyond just communication. They extend to every aspect of your life. For example, if he tends to cancel plans last minute, you can set the boundary by saying, "I value my time, so I need more notice if something comes up." When you express your boundaries with grace, you send a powerful message. You're someone who values herself and expects others to do the same. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Boundaries create an air of mystery. When you're not always available, not always saying yes, and not bending over backward to please, it makes him work harder to earn your time and attention. Men are naturally drawn to women who are selective about how they invest their energy. It's a silent signal that you're a high-value person. But let's address the fear many women have when it comes to boundaries. What if he pulls away? Here's the reality: if a man pulls away because you set a boundary, he wasn't willing to respect you in the first place. Boundaries are not about controlling others, they're about protecting yourself. The right man will appreciate boundaries because they align with his own values and desire for a balanced, healthy relationship. One of the best ways to set boundaries is through your actions. Words are important, but consistent behavior is even more powerful. If you say you're unavailable after a certain time, stick to it. If you express a need for respect in a specific area, hold firm to that expectation. Over time, this consistency builds trust and reinforces your self-worth. Boundaries also tie closely to the principles of Stoicism. A Stoic woman doesn't act impulsively or let her emotions dictate her decisions. Instead, she takes a moment to evaluate what truly aligns with her value and acts accordingly. When you approach boundaries with this calm, centered mindset, they become less about confrontation and more about self-respect. Let me give you an example of Stoic-inspired boundaries in action. Imagine you're in a situation where a man is testing your limits, perhaps by teasing or pushing you beyond your comfort zone. Instead of reacting emotionally, you can respond with composure and clarity. You might say, "I appreciate your sense of humor, but I don't find that joke appropriate." This response is firm but respectful, showing that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself while maintaining grace. Boundaries also teach him to value the moments he shares with you. When you're not always available or willing to compromise on your standards, it creates a sense of anticipation. He starts to see your time, energy, and presence as privileges, not guarantees. This subtle shift is what keeps him interested and motivated to invest in the relationship. Finally, remember that boundaries are not just for him, they're for you. They allow you to protect your energy, maintain your emotional well-being, and ensure that your needs are met. When you set boundaries, you're not just building a stronger connection with him, you're strengthening the relationship you have with yourself. As we move into the final habit, everything we discussed will come together to help you master the art of leaning in and letting him lead the chase. This last step is the cherry on top of everything you've learned so far. Let's dive in. 10. Let him lead the chase. Ladies, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're the one doing all the work in the relationship? Like you're the one constantly texting first, planning the dates, or making the effort to keep things going? If so, it's time to flip the script. One of the most powerful habits that will make a man chase you earnestly is this: let him lead the chase. Now, this isn't about playing hard to get or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about allowing space for him to step up, show interest, and invest in the relationship. Well, because when a man puts in the effort to pursue you, he values and appreciates the connection so much more. The truth is, men are natural pursuers. It's in their DNA seek, to win, and to earn the affection of the woman they're interested in. When you allow him to take the lead, you're giving him the opportunity to fulfill this role, and trust me, he will love every moment of it. But how do you let him lead the chase without seeming disinterested or cold? The key is in your balance. You want to be warm, receptive, and approachable while still maintaining your independence and the boundaries. Show him that you're interested, but don't overextend yourself to the point where it feels one-sided. For instance, if he texts you first, respond with genuine enthusiasm but resist the urge to always be the one to initiate. If he plans a date, express your excitement and gratitude but let him take the reins in organizing the details. Here's the beauty of letting him lead the chase. It shows him that you value yourself and your time. You're not chasing after him because you don't need to. You're confident enough in yourself to let things unfold naturally. This confidence is incredibly attractive and will make him want to step up even more to prove himself to you. Think about it this way: when someone works hard for something, they cherish it. If everything comes too easily, it's often taken for granted. By letting him lead the chase, you're giving him the gift of earning your affection, and that makes the connection even more meaningful. But here's an important point: letting him lead doesn't mean you're passive. You're still an active participant in the relationship, but you're allowing him to take the initiative and set the pace. This dynamic creates a natural flow where both of you feel valued and respected. And when he sees that you're not trying to control or dominate the process, it builds trust and deepens his admiration for you. Let's talk about what this looks like in action. If he asks you out, don't jump in and plan every detail. Let him take the lead. If he's making an effort to connect with you, respond with warmth but avoid over-compensating. And if he pulls back for a moment, resist the urge to chase after him. Instead, focus on your own life, your passions, and your growth. This not only keeps you grounded but also gives him the space to miss you and realize how much he values having you in his life. This is where the principle of stoicism can be incredibly helpful. Love stoic women understand the importance of patient self-control and on what they can control. By embodying these traits, you create a calm, confident energy that makes him feel safe and inspired to pursue you. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless, it's about being composed and secure in yourself, no matter what the circumstance. Remember, letting him lead the chase doesn't mean you're playing games or testing him. It's about stepping into your feminine energy, which naturally complements his masculine and pursuit. When this balance is achieved, the dynamic between you becomes electric, filled with mutual respect, admiration, and excitement. Now, here's your call to action. If this habit resonates with you and you're ready to step into your power, like this video and comment number 1 below to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more life-changing insights on how to build the relationship you deserve. The journey to becoming the woman he can't help but chase starts with small, intentional habits. By letting him lead the chase, you're creating space for a connection that's not only fulfilling but also lasting. You've got this, and I can't wait to see how these habits transform your life. Ladies, we've covered a lot today, from the magnetic pull of self-love and confidence to a lot of playful flirting, from emotional independence to letting him lead the chase. Each of these habits is a piece of the puzzle that makes men chase you silently, with intriguing admiration. But let me leave you with this: these habits aren't just about him, they're about you. They're about stepping into your most authentic, powerful self and living a life that feels vibrant, fulfilling, touching, and unapologetically yours. When you embody these qualities, the right man will notice. He'll feel drawn to you not because of manipulation or games, but because of the genuine magnetic energy you radiate. Now, let's make it personal. Ask yourself, which of these habits will you start cultivating today? Is it prioritizing your well-being, showing appreciation sparingly, or letting him lead the chase? Remember, change begins with small, consistent actions. As you integrate these habits into your life, you not only transform how others see you, but also how you see yourself. And here's the exciting part, this journey is yours to own. Whether you're single, dating, or in a relationship, these habits will elevate how you approach love and connection. They're not about changing who you are. They're about enhancing the amazing woman you already are. If this video resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Like this video and comment number 1 below to let me know you're ready to step into your power. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so we can continue this journey together. Every week, I'll be sharing more insights, tips, and spicy ladies technique to help you create the love life you deserve. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Stay out to yourself. To all the spicy ladies, make life beautiful. See you in our next video. Take care.